Morning, guys.
Morning, everyone. Welcome back to cold southern Spain.
Freezing. It really is. I've got not enough clothes
6
on. I'm
degrees
actually shivering.
Celsius centigrade.
Layer up, I think.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, we're Sharon and Andy. We're currently restoring our 150-year-old finca in southern Spain. We're working presently on the Corral, which is this place, which is going to be our utility room. Trying to get all the plaster off the walls at the moment to expose the stone, and looking at putting a window over here, if you can see that. So just to update all our new subscribers, and
yes,
thank you so much.
welcome to Finca Life.
We've had lots of new subscribers, thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, so as Sharon said, we're trying to get this plaster off. It's a terrible day. It's 6 degrees. It's just unheard of. March is the worst we've had on record, I think. Yeah, it's horrible. It's freezing cold. The wind is biting. It might not sound cold to some of you, depending on where you are in the world, but it should be like mid-20s at the moment, and clear blue skies. Fortunately, there's only today and tomorrow that are forecast to be bad. It limits our use with the power because we're totally off grid, relying on solar. We don't want to use a generator unless we have to, because it costs us money, and we haven't got a lot. So, but there's plenty of things to be getting on with. So let's crack on. I hope you can see me alright. This is a very small loo. This is where the sink's going here. Now we've got a little problem at the bottom, because this stone has got a big slope on it, and obviously the sink wants to be up there, level. So Sharon's just made a mix. The first thing we're going to do is set this piece of stone in here, level, for this to sit on. And then Sharon's going to carry on getting the rest of the floor pointed up, and we're pointing the loo.
So we've put our little stone in place, put a load of mortar underneath it, the jar of olives to keep it level, which it is, and I'm just going to point now, fill in the rest of the gaps around here without disturbing it, so that should work.
So I'm in the kitchen. This is our 150-year-old door catch, door stop. That goes in there, holds the door shut. Now, we need somewhere to put this. As Sharon said in the last video, it ends up on the worktop or whatever. So I've got this is an offcut from the scaffold tubes that are made to mount the solar panels with. I cut them at a diagonal, crushed them, and that's my angle for my panels. But this little thing here sits absolutely perfectly in there. So what I can do, because it's angled, I can drill a hole through there to put a screw in it to fix it to the door there, so that I can sit in it like that. So it's always where it needs to be. So I'm going to get that done. Yeah, another good job, another worthwhile job, while I'm waiting for power to get a big shifter going on those walls.
So our little plinth is in. What I'm doing now is, before I start pointing the walls, I'm going round all the edge of the floor. Remember, we laid that stone floor a while ago, and I never got round to finishing it off. So along where the wood meets the stone, there are gaps all the way around, here. So I'm going to do that first, because upstairs our bathroom in the apartment is directly above here, and without being rude, you sit on the loo and it blows a hoolie, it's a howling gale from here up there because of all the gaps around the floor here. So if we can get those filled in today, that would be great. For example, can you see that gap there? Well, the pipe runs inside this boxing in, and then goes up here, and there's a hole in the ceiling and directly to our bathroom. So you can imagine it is like a chimney just drawing a draft. So yeah, that, just to clarify, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so I'm back in the workshop. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get all these scaggy edges off this from the saw left when I cut it, just on the bench grinder, and then I'm going to probably have to take a file to the insides to get the inside ones off. I'll see if it'll come off on here first. Again, safety glasses. Alrighty, all nice and smooth now. Just going to pop a hole in it for me fixing. Where do I want him? About there, I think. A little bit of cutting fluid to save me drill bit. There we go. Right, clean it off now and we'll get it in the spray shop and paint it black. Okay, we've actually given out a strong possibility of rain over today and tomorrow as well. We really hope it doesn't, because we want to start on the roof this weekend again. We just keep trying, it keeps raining, really unusual weather. Let's get some paint on this. Spin him round a little bit. Put a bit in there. Fab. Right, we'll let that dry. Have a look at it in the light, because you can see there isn't much in here. So the next thing giving me grief is this window, or it was giving me grief. As you know, we've knocked off all the plaster and we've got to finish it off yet, but these stones are absolutely massive, they're huge. They're going to look stunning, I think, when they're all cleaned and pointed up. I was going to put this big piece of angle iron, steel, in the header there. Because the headstone there is actually cracked. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but it doesn't actually run. I thought that bit where it's been bricked up, stoned up, may be supporting that header a bit, but on closer examination it isn't. It's only really thin stone, and if that was taking any weight of the header, it'd just buckle it out. And I can't put this in easily because the joints at the side are actually higher than that, because it's obviously dropped a bit in time. It's got a bit of a lump in it as well. So if we deduce that stone there isn't holding that header up, must have been like that for, I don't know, 100 years or more. These window frames, window casings are really thick. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fit the window up to that and fill it in. The other headache he was giving me, the window is 10 centimetres narrower. It's about 10 centimetres than the opening. So I was considering offsetting it and stoning up one side ourselves. But the stones are so nice, I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shim the window. I'm going to build another frame round the outside of it to bridge that gap, so it'll just be like a wooden thing, and then we'll be able to see all the stones, which should look beautiful. I may put another one on the top as well, just to beef it up a bit, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So that's my plan at the moment. I can't do anything with it more further until I get the rest of this plaster off and get these all cleaned up. But yeah, just sharing a thought or two and a headaches you get along the way. What do you do with them? You know, it's that top stone as well is actually quite cantilevered in at both sides, so its own, you know, I think it's gonna stay up. I don't think it's gonna be an issue, especially with this massive piece of timber here underneath it as well. So there we go. So Sharon's had to go shopping. Katsy needs his special biscuits because he's eating them all because he's greedy. But all the pointing's done along the bottom there, along this wall here, up to the big, and on the back of this one here. Started working up the door there. She's going to be back on it maybe when she gets back, or certainly tomorrow, and this should start transforming now into looking really lovely. I'm really excited to see it. Well, it's horrible out there now. It's blowing a gale, it's raining again, so that means we're probably scuppered on the roof for another week. But not to worry, we can't help the weather. At least I got something done. This is done, it's dry. I'm going to stick it on the door, and so we can mount our door lock thing. The reason I put it there and it can rotate is because if I put it on any other bit, it'd be a bit silly. I think if I put it up here, this is that long that it'd stick up, or you know, if that was on there, it'd probably stick up and catch against that. If I put it any lower, you'd have to really bend down to pick it up. So just having it rotating like that, I can go in there easily, and there he is, job done, no bending required. Well, another day. It's absolutely freezing. Even the cats are cold. You can hear Dolly tickle whinging away, squeaking. It was raining again. It's supposed to rain all day, but spring starts tomorrow. It's official. It's supposed to be mid-20s by well, tomorrow and going forward. So that's absolutely fantastic news. We'll be able to get stuff done. Today it's 5 degrees, it's damp, it's cold, the wind's like ice again still. So I'm going to go and get all the bits I need to fit the sink in the loo in here. And Sharon, God bless her, is going to suffer the cold and hopefully get some more pointing done.
Well, whilst Andy's gone off to buy the bits that we need to fit the sink this afternoon, I've just been cleaning off the woodwork from where I filled in all those gaps along the bottom of the floor yesterday. I don't know whether you can make it out, but it is just so cold and so damp at the moment that it still hasn't dried 24 hours later, so I can't clean it up very much, just as I say, wipe the woodwork. The same at the back of the loo here. It's still really damp, so I'm going to have to leave that a bit longer before I brush it off the stones. So in the meantime, I'm going to make a mix and start doing these walls.
Right, okay, so I'm back. I've got a tap, or a faucet as it's called in some countries. I've got my waste, I've got tap connectors on there, and what I wanted to check before I fit this is the plug, the waste, the whatever you call it, plug hole. I want to just check that if this is the same size, because this is the big sink that's going in the utility room in place of that round one, the big pot one that we acquired from Chris and Lillian at Tales from the Cave side, funnily enough. I think they've really supplied the stuff to build the whole house. So I'm going to open this up and just see if it fits in there and make sure it's alright. So this is the plug, don't know what you call them in other countries, in question. It's one of those posh ones where you just push it down to close it and then press it down again and it pops up to let the water go out the sink. They're very posh, eh? All we need to do is unscrew this off the top. It says get rid of that, put it over here, and there's a little screw inside there. We just undo that and we try it. It's not playing, I need something to hold it. I'll get that out and then come back to you. It comes into about 1 million bits, but this is the bit we want to make sure will fit in our I will say new, but it's not, in our replacement sink. So have a look. Here we go. Look at that, absolutely perfect. Wonderful. I just wanted to check because it's very old. We know they're all pretty much standard sizes, but I didn't know if they'd changed them. So now all I need is two plug holes for this one because it's a double sink. The tap, that's a waste overflow that's built into the thing, and the tap will obviously have to sit at the back, independent, as probably a swing one to swing between the two bowls. But anyway, right, I can get a new one for the loo sorted out now. So this is our new one. All we do, he goes in there like that. This other bit goes on the bottom. Make sure he's got the washer on yet. And then we have an assortment. That was a cat falling off the animal troughs. One of the cats. You actually get a different length of screws with them, but I think the shortest one will do us. He goes in there. Oh yeah. Right, so that's in. You can see the screw sticks out the back here. So I'm going to pop the waste on it now, the trap, just to check that it's not going to obstruct it anyway. If it does, I'll have to chop it off a little bit. So this trap, he goes on there, no problem at all with the screw. That just goes on there like that. You can get it on. And he points off and fits into the tube. Remember I said they were adjustable? Well, they are, but this one's not quite as adjustable as the previous ones I've used, so I just hope it'll meet over my pipe. I'm going to try it in a minute. That's all we need, isn't it? Right, so we're alright. I was trying to be as accurate as I could, and knowing I had some flexibility, but this black mark, I've just stood this in place in the loo, put a little black mark on the inside there. That is where the centre of the pipe goes, and as you can see, I've got, sucking that off of it, I've got plenty of room either way to get onto that. So fantastic. Right, we can carry on.
Well, a full bucket of mortar has done this little area here and down the door jamb. I don't know whether you can remember, but there were big holes in that where Andy had just squirted a bit of foam to obviously keep secure it to the stones, and that all had to be filled in as well. Doesn't go very far. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment. It always does until it's dried out, and then I'll just push it all off and it should look good. But yeah, it's not much to show for a day's work.
So next is the taps. It's so much easier to fit them like where you've got easy access rather than trying to get underneath and obscured around things. So if I'm going to fit the taps and I'm going to fit the connection things, and then it's just all ready to be dropped in place. So we have this little, that bit goes on there. This little washer goes in there. Which way? Let's try it that way. Yep, that way. He goes through there. Then our bottom bit, washer goes on. The bracket goes on. Then the nut goes on. Any particular way? No. Just run it up and get them somewhere near, and then we can fiddle about getting where we want them. So I'll get that sorted out and get it tightened up. Right, so we're all right, we're all good. The taps are in, the connectors are on, ready to go onto our isolation valve. Next job, I need to cut this. Remember the pipe sticking out of the wall? What I've done, I've measured from the top of here, because that simulates a wall because it's on its side, and just measured that distance, and then I've cut my pipe just with a junior hacksaw to that length. Next I'm going to pop this trap off for a minute. Just screw it the right way. Offer this up in position on the pedestal, and then there's two big holes here that the mounting fixings go into, which I've misplaced. So I need to mark these holes and get the fixings in the wall ready to drop it in. Right, so the sink's in place exactly where we want it. The trouble and difficulty now is marking these holes. If I can come under here, oh, this isn't easy, so I'll just shake you about a bit. You can see there there, there's a big hole, one on each side. What I need to do is put a mark in that. You do get a bit of flexibility with it to put my fixings into the wall. There we go, one there and one over there, successfully marked. What I need to do now, and I'll show you why, is drill them out a bit. So these are them, they're huge, look at the thickness of them, and if I screw them into me cladding here, it'll split it. So I'm going to measure the diameter of that and just pilot them out a little bit, so they'll still bite well and not split my wood. So not taking any chances. I've got a 7mm bit. I've got an old piece here, an offcut. I'm just going to do a test fit. I want to make sure it's not going to split the wood, but I also want to make sure it's got enough pull, enough biteness in it to that looks like it'll be alright. Where's the pliers? I've got adjustable pliers here. I'll go and get a spanner in a minute when I put them in there. That's going to be absolutely perfect. Right, okay, I'm going to drill some holes in the actual real wall. Right, so here goes nothing. My big pieces of timber that these are pinned to, there's one there, one there. It would have been better if they were behind it, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to go dead centre-ish on them. One. So you do get a bit of flexibility with them. Of course there's a knot in that one. And then screw these in. The second smallest spanner that I've got. Oh yeah. Right, I'll get them done and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, so there we are. Our fixings for our sink, pretty solid then. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fix the trap onto my pipe first, then put, because I can remember I can lower it down, then put the sink in, then I'm just going to have to screw it up inside here onto the sink itself. So let's see if we can get our sink fitted. So it's in, it's done. We have water, hot, cold. See if the plug works. How marvellous is that? Right, obviously we'll check it for leaks over the next sort of 24 hours or so. We don't usually get any, but you never know. It's Wednesday morning, it's cold, 2 degrees C, 35 Fahrenheit. We had snow last night on the mountain, a light dusting, pretty beautiful actually, to be honest. They promised us our winter is now over and the sun's going to come out any time this morning and definitely this afternoon, and it's going to be out indefinitely now, as it should be at this time of the year in southern Spain. So hopefully we can get some proper cracking on done. Just wanted to show you that though. I'll get out of the way. I hope you can make it out. Oh, the clouds are breaking, the sun's coming out for the first time in quite what seems forever. That only means one thing. It's time to get Big Shifter out and get this lot off the wall and into the skip.
And whilst Andy's doing that, I'm on with the wall. It's still really soft 24 hours later, as the floor is still, although it is starting to dry out now. But my first job is to get my little bucket and go and collect some stones, because as you can see we've got great big holes like that one and this one up here, if you can see that. Obviously when Andy took the render off, a lot of the smaller fill-in stones fell out with it. So I need to go and collect some stones first job. So I've got a nice variety of small stones. I've just washed them all, a nice thick mix, and I'm ready to crack on with it. A load of that in there. That one in there. We need a bit more, I think. Press him in. That's one. And the rest to go. I'll come back to you when I've done a bit more.
Righto, sometime later. This here is all solid. I've done under there. The stuff on the back wall under the sink, or where the new sink's going to be, or the new old sink's going to be, it's absolutely bone dry and solid. It's going to be the back of a cupboard, so I'm leaving that. So we're pretty much done with all the big stuff. We just need now to well, I need to get all this rubbish down here in the skip. So I'll get the wheelbarrow.
Just finished my mix. I've just managed to get this big one in there. It's a great big hole. Could get my fist in that, but it will need pointing round tomorrow. I've run out of stuff, so I'm not going to do a load more now. I've torn my glove. Oh dear. So yeah, I don't know whether you can make it out. Kind of this bit here to there. So it is slow progress, but we're getting there. Well folks, I'm afraid it's come to that time again. All that remains for me to do is get Henry Hoover out and clear up all this rubble. But Andy's done a good job actually of clearing up the big stuff. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be cracking on with more of the same, pointing for me, and you're going to get the air hammer out.
The sun's promised to shine, so we should be able to run the compressor all day and start getting all these joints raked out to show the stones for what they are, and then Sharon can get this lot pointed up after me.
Joy of joy.
Hopefully as well for Sunday's video, I'm going to be able to get this window in as well. So, really you've enjoyed this video. Tune into Sunday to see a bit more progress. If you have enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps us out enormously. Little button down there says subscribe on it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on Sunday.